Welcome to episode 4 of Pull Up Your Socks. Today we have Billy, one of my favorite guests. I handpicked this motherfucker to be on the episode.
So aggressive.
We're going to be
So aggressive.
Sorry, you're not a motherfucker. You're actually a really great guy. Today we're talking about love. Love.
Which is relevant for Billy because he's like one of the nicest people that exists.
That's not
Billy,
me.
have you...
Let Billy introduce himself.
Yeah,
God
Billy,
damn
how are
it!
you?
Can you tell?
Hi everyone. These are my very, very good friends.
Oh.
Yeah. I have nothing else nice to say about you guys. So love. Who's Billy?
Wait,
Billy
but who are
is-
you? Yeah.
Who am I? Wait, did you guys introduce yourselves?
We already... People know us.
People know.
I mean,
I'm
we
waiting for
invited
the names,
you. What do you
Guys,
think?
my name is Billy and I'm these people's friend. My first time is sharing memes, and when I grow up I want to teach. That's all about me.
And you want to be president.
That too. Not of this country, of a much bigger region, maybe a continent, but we'll see.
God damn!
That's it.
So, you want to teach at what, like a university?
No, he said bigger than the
teach.
country.
No, that's
No,
the
that's
president.
the next
so
step.
the teaching, like college level type teaching.
Could you
I
see
feel like
being a
it's the highest
professor?
calling ever.
Yeah.
So, have you guys been in love? Each of you. I'm curious to hear. And how do we know when we're in love with someone?
So is this like multiple choice? Yes, no, maybe?
Yeah.
Or there's like, I don't know, maybe.
The
maybe
others.
Not. There's others.
Yeah, or D, all of the above. I don't know,
Can
like...
I ask a question
Yes.
first of all? What is love? Before we talk about having been in it.
Okay, so I feel like there's a difference between loving someone and being in love. Is that stupid
Yeah.
to say? Or is
No.
that the truth?
That's the truth.
Sounds good.
So like I will say to my friends or my family, I love you, but if I'm like with somebody, like a partner, it's more in love.
Yeah.
If it's the right
It's a different
situation.
kind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask again. So you to your brother and you to your boyfriend. When you say I love you and I love you to these two people, what do you mean for your brother and what do you mean for your
Yeah.
boyfriend?
It's a
That's a
good
good question.
question.
I think he's interviewing us. This
Yeah,
is good.
Billy.
Of course,
Coming
Billy
out of
would
the
be the one that would
woodwork.
come in and be
That's
like, I'm going to actually lead this discussion and interview you.
So when I talk to my brother and I say love you, it's more of like a, like, you're my family. I'm always going to be there for you. I value you. I cherish you. When I say it to my boyfriend, it's like,
You don't cherish him?
I do, but it's like, I don't know. This is a tough way
You
to,
speak with other parts of your body.
maybe.
Okay, so there's something a little bit extra
Yeah.
with like romance.
So,
with the
yeah, it's like
romantic-
a romantic
we add the
love
romance.
versus a
The
platonic
platonic, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so have we been in it? I would say, do I have people I cherish? Yes.
We're
Do
not
I-
talking about the cherish thing. You know what we're asking?
love.
We
We're
know.
asking if
Because
you've been
Billy,
in love.
Billy,
I'm
can
asking
you
the same
stop
question.
You
acting
love
like
people.
this is...
I'm answering the same question because then I'm trying to separate me and my family and then me and these
Yeah,
other
you've
people,
loved
right?
people, but you've never been in love.
Okay, maybe. So, but I have been in relationships. If that's what you're asking.
Yeah, but just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you're in love. That's very valid.
I'm struggling with this one. Maybe I haven't been in love.
I think, okay, here's what I feel like. If you've been in love, you would know it. But, Kelsey, you're feeling like you might not know it, right?
I don't know if everyone has different levels of perception, I feel like, and different ideas of what love really is and how it feels. And I think that there are people that might decide that caring deeply about someone is being in love, whereas someone else might say, no, like that was just someone I cared about, not someone I was in love with. So I don't know if it's this like black and white, very like concrete like category of like I go from caring about someone and having feelings for them to being in love. Like I think for me, measuring being in love with somebody is the level to which, like, the strength of your connection with them and the, like, ability that you see to build a life with them.
Yeah.
Like, I think that that's usually, like, those are two of the big markers in my mind of, like, what being in love with someone.
Mm-hmm. Jean, have you been in love?
Nah, I've not been in love, but yeah, I've dated a couple of times, so yeah, there was that.
Has it ever come close?
Yeah, it has come close.
To be-
Once. Yeah, it has come
What
close.
happened? Why did it not happen?
For some reasons, I won't explain them now, but in the near future, I'll explain.
It got cut off
It got, yeah.
for external reasons.
Yeah.
Or
Did you say I love you to that person?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
So what's the difference between saying I love you to someone and being in love with them?
Now, when you're in love with someone, like you've reached a part of your life where you even plan your whole future. You're thinking of even a couple of years, marriage, kids, and everything with them. Now, the love that you're speaking of is mainly the platonic one, the one where you're talking about family members, people who are close to you, people who you consider more than like acquaintances. So, do I believe in the concept of love? Yeah, I like seeing guys in love. It looks nice. But personally, maybe because I haven't been in love.
Do you have a problem with the word love? Is there another word you'd rather use?
No.
Whatever other word
No, I don't. No, the term is fine as it is.
But how often when did you last say it?
Hey, a long time. A long time.
I think some people fall in love more easily than others. There's people that like love. We were talking to Raymond, talked about that last time, that like he's a romantic, he loves love. Like I would say I'm the same. Like I love, I can fall in love with people very easily. It's different levels. Like I don't think any two loves are the same.
Yeah.
I don't think that it doesn't need to be this always like sweep you off your feet, magical fireworks and like you never love anyone like that again. Like I think that every person is different that you're in a relationship with. And I think that you can be in love with someone and have it look different in each situation.
How
do you measure that? How do you decide if you're in love?
Exactly. And I've heard about these love languages and all that, and do they make sense that you would only... So would it only make sense if you say do acts of service to someone? Is that what you guys would also call love? Or does it only qualify?
I think that's showing. That's how you show love.
So, but I could use that to define whether I have been in love or not. So there are people who I feel like I would do something for them, acts of service, right? So I'm showing you love. But am I saying that you and I... are there butterflies? Maybe not. And there could be people with whom there's butterflies, and then perhaps I'm unable to express this love according to these love languages. So is it about, does it exist can it exist without you showing it, or does it only count if you show it?
I mean, I think there's people who are in love with someone or love someone deeply who have to, for a number of different reasons, make the decision to move on and like cut that person off or distance themselves, close that chapter. Maybe that person passed away. Maybe that person was not healthy or toxic towards them. Maybe it just didn't work out. But you can, that would require you to stop showing love, right? You could still love that person deeply. I think a lot of times after you break up or a relationship ends, there's still lingering emotions and feelings. It's very rare that it's not.
So can I ask, can you be in love with more than one person at the same time?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what the bloody hell is, what's the whole point? What's the difference between me, who is seeing different people openly, we're not having a relationship,
and not falling in love.
Not falling in love, and you who claims to be in love, you give them all these affirmations, you have this whole exchange and everything, then you have the same affection with someone else. What's the whole
I don't
point?
think it's the same with someone else. I think that you can have, I've loved more than been in love with more than one person at a time, but it wasn't someone I was in, I wasn't in a relationship with both of them. It was my ex and the person I was starting to enter into a relationship with at that point. So I think, I don't know, I don't think love, I don't think it's a finite resource or energy. I don't think we have this small little amount of love. I think as you heal, as you grow, as you like, I don't know, develop yourself as a person, you can expand your capacity to love.
My lifelong question is, how do you know when you've fallen out of love?
Oh,
Yeah.
Because is it a moment? Is it an interaction?
you'll be able to cut that.
Yeah, I'll tell you that.
Huh? Ask again.
Silence.
You can continue.
So my question is, how do you know when you've fallen out of love? Is there like a moment when you're like, I'm out of love? Or is it gradual over time?
I feel like it's mostly gradual over time, like part of the healing.
The people who said they've been in love should tell us.
Exactly. Exactly. We've never been
I mean,
there.
I'm still working on it. I don't know.
Oh.
There are people
Oh, so you're currently going through it, if I may say.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I was in love with somebody probably 6 years back. It's been a gradual unwinding, undoing, unwrapping, but I still don't know what that's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
What's that moment of like, I've moved on?
Okay.
And I think it's residual. Like you see that person and you're like, yeah, this is still hard, but I don't love them the same way. You know?
Yeah, there are several people that I was in relationships with that I said I love you to, and that I swore that like there was we would have an ability to like build together, and that I would say I've seen them. I've actually two of them are my friends now, and I don't have that same pull or that same energy towards them. Like I don't care if they're dating other people. I like am happy if they find like love and that I think is a huge piece.
When you
like,
feel happy for them.
yeah, if you can feel happy for them moving
I
on,
think that makes sense, yeah.
I think that's a huge piece, because now it's not I'm in love with you, I want to be with you. It's like, I also think, but I want to pivot really slightly to say I think love can change shapes. You can love someone in that very romantic, and have it transition into being more of a friendship love, and it can go in all, I don't know. I just don't think love always looks the same.
There's reconciliation in that. Like you can shift gears and be in a different context with them.
Yeah, and it takes time in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
But I guess I want to go back to Billy, for you, Billy. Like I think you've been in some long-term relationships, and you don't know if you've been in love with those people.
I think, like I said, still trying to figure that one out, but I think my problem is not that I haven't experienced love. My problem is probably more with how people define it. So I would say, yes, relationships, have I been in them? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Did I feel deeply about it? Yes. Did I care for these people? Yes. But when you target along the lines of love, I think I struggle with that, because then to me it could be it could look very different from what people call love. I mean, I see people say they love you. I see people telling each other that they love each other, and then a month or two later they're fighting and they want to off with each other's heads or whatever it is. And I'm thinking, if you genuinely loved someone, would you then get to that point? Or is it that, you know how they say all emotions are love, just in one form or another? So is it that the people you love deeply are the same ones to whom you would be angry or disappointed deeply, as deep as you love them? So is it that? Or is it that when you love someone, it's not possible for you to feel negative emotions toward them? So I struggle with how people define it. And I guess, you know how they say childhood traumas. My parents didn't tell me they loved me, but they showed me. Typical African parents.
Yeah.
If you have a roof, some clothes, food, you can play outside in the sun.
Yeah.
They love you. Your dad loves you deeply. Is he going to show it? Is he going to say it? Or is he going to? Probably not. So I think I struggle more when people tie the love to these forms, or for your birthday you have to do this, for someone's birthday, for you to be considered. So I think I struggle with the definitions of, but I think I have experienced what people do call love.
Yeah.
But I still wouldn't call it love. I probably haven't told people I love them more than 5 times in my whole life, right?
What about women you've dated? Have you ever told a woman you dated you loved her?
It was a struggle to get those words out of me.
Really?
But did you feel that this was your boyfriend and that you were content? I think a lot of times they did.
You showed love
Yeah.
to her.
Yes. So when you say in love, I struggle with the wording.
Has a woman told
But-
you they've loved you?
Yes.
How did you respond?
It must have been something funny because that's my escape.
A meme? Did you send her a meme?
See? So we all have our coping mechanisms for traumas, right? So
Hey.
perhaps I said a joke, right? It must have been a good one because no
She
one
probably
punched me in
felt
the face.
like total cow shit.
Probably not. I think I don't remember, but I'm just saying it has happened and I downplayed it nicely. I probably said, if it's a text, I probably would have texted back, right? That's easy. But if it was to my face, I bet you I made a joke about
So you could have typed back if she said I love you, you could say I love you too.
Yeah, because
Don't
that's
text.
it's
detached.
detached.
That's a
Exactly.
trauma response.
Exactly. So it's a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
But if you for all intents and purposes, are you the one person who I like spending time with? Yes. Am I going to say those words? Probably not.
For another episode on Billy's attachment issues, tune in later.
Yes, we all have attachment issues.
Yeah, that wasn't true.
But I think I appreciate the vulnerability you've shown of like, you know what, I don't know if I've been in love and I don't know if I know how to respond.
Yeah, not many dudes will do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate it because there's some people who say it real quick and you're like, is that genuine?
I know, right? Too
Yeah.
quick.
So-
What does that
Came
mean
too
to you?
quickly. Actually, I wouldn't trust you if it came too quickly. Probably.
Yeah.
And if you throw it around, right? If I say that to
Yeah.
everybody, then it loses
Then-
its meaning.
Yeah.
You throw it around to everyone.
Do I?
Yes.
Ooh.
It might be because I'm from the South, the Bible Belt in the U.S. We're very affectionate with our words and we're very warm and inviting.
Childhood traumas.
Well, maybe. But when it comes
So
to
too much for you, too little for me.
So if you asked my boyfriend though, he would tell you that when he said it to me first and I said slow down, give me time. And
Cow shit, you said.
yeah, so now we're saying it to each other mutually, but for a while there I was like, this is too soon. Pace yourself. We're just getting to know each other. So like
I'd be pissed. Pace yourself?
but like for me, I think when it comes to friendships,
Should
and-
tell them pull up your socks in it.
Pull up the-
Pull up your socks.
Do you think I should pull up my
No.
socks or he should?
No.
Like
You would
someone says,
probably
"I
tell
love
him.
and then you tell them pull up the song.
But like for me, Billy, I think you've seen a lot of the platonic love that's expressed because that's very normalized where I come from. When you hang up the phone, you say love ya, even if you don't actually mean it.
Yeah. Sad.
It's like saying bye, innit?
And so when I meet people from other regions of the world and I'm like, love you, bye, they're like,
We're gonna start saying this to Billy just to as exposure therapy.
yeah.
Just send him "I love you" text to see what happens.
Every
WhatsApp
morning.
has
I
this
love
feature
you.
like it's
Morning,
called
love you.
blocking.
What
What's
word should we use instead of love if it's platonic?
I care
I like
about you.
that discussion.
Yeah.
We should continue that discussion. What should we be using?
What would you feel more
Because everyone
comfortable
makes it
with
look
me
like
using?
like is here, love is here, and
Yeah.
those are the only two options.
Why?
I could buy you food. Maybe.
We chill, watch movies.
But
Yeah.
we come from America and words hold weight.
That is true.
So if you don't say it, I don't believe anything. And
So
that's our own
would you
trauma.
rather? Exactly. So would you rather someone who says it rather someone who shows it?
Both. They need
No,
to
no,
say
if
it
you
and
had
show
to
it.
pick, if you had to pick.
I don't know. That's a tough one.
Either or.
Because I'm not a words of affirmation person. Like I like quality time.
Same.
I like acts of service. Those when you're actually doing things, that means a lot
I
to
like
me.
shmoney.
Gifts. So I don't know. It's hard to say. Like I guess I'd have to try them both out for a day and see which one I react to better.
So I don't think we have a complete. I don't think that there's a lot that we talked about in terms of what it's not and what and also kind of where everyone's at with form I guess knowing even if it's not called love that there might be some mutual experiences. So you caring about someone deeply and showing them love and showing them whether or not you call that love, it's probably a similar experience to being in love. So even if we don't name it that, I think that
Okay, do we have people who, when we look at them, we're like, that's love? And what is it that those
That
people
love
are
at
doing?
first sight bullshit.
I
No,
don't
I
no,
don't
no.
believe.
No,
Oh
not-
my days.
No,
That's
not
the
like
most
you looking at
gaseous
someone.
exit
I believe that
of
Yasin and
statement.
Hanifa really
Exactly,
love
I
each
mean
other.
like a couple, like are there
These
people
two
Yeah,
really love
they
each
love
other.
each
So
other.
what is it that they do
But
that resonates or that looks like love to you?
Because they've been together through a lot of hard things and they're still
So
together.
the
Through thick and
resilience
thin.
in
The
a couple,
endurance,
the
yeah.
endurance.
They
That
could have
to me
walked
shows
away.
Love, yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that could have made either of them walk away from it, and I think
So resilience, endurance, we're pretty
Commitment.
they was probably married before they even met, exchanged the vows.
I'm not hearing
Right?
things like money
It's just-
or
No, those are surface level things.
Small, small
and they can come and go.
Yeah.
okay.
These are things that are
Like in
less.
sickness and health, good times, bad times, that to me feels like
I've
love.
seen a couple that the one thing that makes me think that they're good for each other is that they laugh together a lot.
Yeah, love.
Yeah.
Like they have a lot of inside jokes, and I'm thinking
They
there must be
enjoy
something there.
They enjoy each
I don't
other's
know what
company.
it is, but there's something about
Yeah.
the inside jokes that makes me.
I believe you have to be
that
friends
they are going
first
to-
before you
Okay.
date or whatever. You can't just
I
enter
also
head
think
first. It's important.
communication.
Mm.
Communication and not forcing it. Like if you want to talk to that person all the time, that to me shows like it's genuine. It's not just forced. That's love, guys. Thanks for listening and watching. Subscribe, comment, like.
And
What
come
else?
back for part 2 where Jean tells us about love.
And
the
I'll
one
probably
she had.
be in love
come
by
back
then,
for
guys.
Billy's
You might find
attachment
some
issues.
I might find
lockdown
some
love.
Lockdown love. Guys, my number's available.
Love
Call me,
lockdown.
call me.
And don't forget to
Pull up your socks.